What role does community or mentorship play in navigating the psychological challenges of competitive bodybuilding?
Yeah, I believe you don't care.
You should have seen the other questions. That was the better of the bunch.
What role does mentoring?
Community mentorship, basically like your network.
Yeah.
You know, who your friends are, who you communicate with.
I truly believe you become
Having
the sum of the people you're around.
100%. I was just going to say, I can't really shit on that or criticize that
Yeah.
because I reference regularly that, whatever you think of me, how I got to where I am is because I essentially forced my way into very elite groups. I demanded that I surround myself with very exceptional people, people that were infinitely better, more knowledgeable, and more worldly than I at the time. And it is essentially the reason for the adaptations that I've developed. The caveat I would offer there is I wasn't just welcomed into those groups. It's not like I just got a communique in the mail like, wow, I've been invited to go train with pro bodybuilders. I forced, notice that word I used, I insinuated myself. I simply would not take no for an answer. I just kept being there until they finally were like, all right, we get it, you're here. So I think people have this sort of attitude where mentoring is supposed to be this phenomenally generous, phenomenally like, oh, just come, I really want to help you, I really want you to develop. The people which I learned from weren't nearly that giving on an obligatory level.
Yeah.
They were giving once I made it clear that I was really fucking serious about getting that. Then they were like, oh, that is the person we're looking for. That is the passion we're looking for. Holy shit. But that holy shit was a slow evolution. It wasn't just like, again, like I got drafted into some program.
Yeah.
I think people really misunderstand what that is. I think there are people worthy of mentorship, people that are worthy of entering a group and an environment. But I don't think it's just like an open door policy to just come on by and see if you're pro material. Like, no.
Sure. So, back to the question, how important of a role do you think it is?
Well, it's absolutely pivotal, but I think the impetus is in fact upon you,
Yes.
not upon them.
Yes.
Okay.
I don't think it's this pros having a divine need to give back to the community. I don't believe it's that way.
Yeah.
I think you, as a pursuee of this information, have a divine commitment to go find it.
Okay. Yeah.
Can I give you an example? I have a lot of followers on my social media, and I do a lot of collaborations with people.
Yeah.
So how do I
That's what I
pick?
thought.
So how do I pick people to work with?
And that was my question I was going to ask him and you guys.
Right.
Essentially,
So
like,
what he's saying is like it's on them.
what attributes do you look for?
If someone wants to
Yeah.
sit at your table, they've got to bring something to put on it.
Exactly.
Exactly. So it's like, but how do you become that person? Is you
Have
do
shit to
things.
offer,
Yes.
learn shit,
Yeah.
learn a skill.
So I can tell
apply
you, like,
yourself.
when I'm looking for people that I want to work with, it's just like, I'm not just picking people who, for me personally, not just picking the people who have the most followers, but I'm picking the people that are interesting or working fucking hard or have something that, oh, that fucker, like, that is fascinating. I want to know more about this. This guy's cool. But there's a lot of people who are up and coming YouTubers or whatever, like, hey, I need a break. I just need to know. You don't need a lucky break. You need to fucking work. And then maybe someone that you would want to work with who's done this for a little longer is going to go, oh, wow, who is that? You catch my attention.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying? So at that point, you have to be willing to go and actually work with them to begin with. And that's the other mistake a lot of people make is they think that they can just do it themselves.
Yeah.
It's like you do it yourselves, but then you have to earn the ability to catch the attention of the people that are, you see what I'm saying?
Agreed.
It's a
And
two-way.
you've got to be able to identify the people that are the right fit for you and have the right skill sets, because there's a lot of people that pretend to that maybe don't.
Right.
Like this weird fucking collective that we have.
Yeah,
It's
so I
hard
think,
to find.
Oh, 100%. Yeah, I've been doing this for 40 years, and it's only the last 5 that I've found a motley band of minions that are filling the roles that I wanted and hoped for. People that could challenge me and call bullshit and those sorts of things. That's been a long, hard thing to find.
so I really think the answer to the question is how important is it? I think it's everything, but it's like what came first, the chicken or the egg scenario.
Sure.
It's both.
I think it's an evolution
Yeah.
of it, constantly. And I guess we were kind of speaking from the framework of what do you look for? So I guess now, what can someone watching this, what can they do in our times to, I guess, have a higher chance of meeting the right community, meeting the right mentors along their journey.
Be active, explore.
Yeah.
Be active, be places, do things. Don't live in your own little bubble.
Yep.
Go to a gym that you're not part of.
And then-
Go to an environment you're not part of.
Yeah.
Go to a fucking country you're not part of.
Yeah.
See what's going on there, explore it. The worst thing you could do is leave with a holy shit, I did that and it was awful. The best thing you could do is be like, I left an impression.
Yeah.
And make yourself available so that somebody, you know, I don't want to use myself, but somebody like Charlie, you know, Charlie's training somewhere, he sees some young person that's new to his gym and they're doing something, it might start in Charlie like, wow, I remember when I was there and I did that. And that's not the way I accomplished that.
Yep.
And that could potentially open the gateway for a communication because it's relevant and it's also organic. It's not just like, tell me shit. You know, yammering on a Q&A like, answer my question.
Yeah. But that said, so I think when you were coming up, it was much harder to find that community. You had to work much harder to infiltrate in a sense. I think nowadays it's much easier for people to try to find a community and mentors like throughout their journey because you can reach out to coaches.
Communication's
reach out to like
instantaneous and
key
global.
people GSP,
Yeah.
and then now the community is far wider reaching because of the internet.
But even still, I think all the same rules will come to you.
No,
One
agreed.
second.
You
I
still
think
have
all
to-
the same
you
rules
still-
apply because even if you're thinking rather than physical travel, oh, I'm going to go to Argentina and train.
Agreed.
But even still, people get into this thing like, oh, I like that guy, I just follow that guy. But the internet's enormous,
Yep.
and there's so many people, so many voices that you really should take the time to look and explore every one of them you can find, even if it's only briefly before you're like, oh, that's not for me.
Yeah.
But I think the impetus is still on you to look and sample.
Look, access to all of these things is way easier now, and there's way
100%.
more of them.
Yep.
The quality is sometimes
Yes.
questionable, and I think the hard thing is actually identifying the ones that are worth your time.
Yeah.
That's the hardest bit.
I agree,
Both
but
in terms of information, mentors, groups, communities.
I think it still starts with sampling the palette
Yeah.
before you can make any decision.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
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 Cutting.